हेत्वा भवाप्याय विमोक्षणमन्यहेतोः
अर्चन्ति कल्पकतरुं पुनपोपभोग्यम्
अर्चन्ति कल्पकतरुं कुणपोपभोग्यम्
इच्छन्ति यत्स्पर्शजं निरयेऽपि नृणाम्
मिच्छन्ति यत्स्पर्शजं निरयेऽपि नृणाम्. Translation: Persons who worship you simply for the sense gratification of this bag of skin are certainly influenced by your illusory energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desire tree and are the cause of liberation from birth and death, foolish persons such as me desire benedictions from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish conditions.
So in this particular shloka, the fourth type of devotee.
Sorry, Prabhuji, to interrupt. So this Niraye P, I mean, would you say it again? The last line, the whole thing, so I can know that this ye ke baad, like I want to see how you are elongating it or how are you.
Yeah, that avagraha mark, there is no additional pronunciation. Icchanti yat sparshajam nirayepi nrinam. So there is the avagraha mark, na? Niraye. This symbol is called as avagraha. This one, the symbol is called as avagraha, but there is no extra pronunciation for it. You just pronounce as nirayepi nrinam. That's all.
So then when is it that you would, otherwise why is it kept?
Why it is kept is that actually in a shloka, the first step is that we do sandhi vicheda. Sandhi, we split the words because when it because of sandhi, certain letters get transformed. So when you do a sandhi vicheda, what it will come is that niraye and api. If you see the word-to-word translation is done after doing sandhi vicheda. Word-to-word translation niraye is there, and the next word is api. So in the api, the akara disappears by the sandhi. So whenever in the sandhi, the akara disappears because the purva letter, this is called as a purva rupa sandhi. Niraye plus api, niraye, the last letter is ekara. Ekara followed by akara and also okara followed by akara. In these two cases, the akara disappears. Akara gets absorbed into that previous ekara and okara. This is a particular sandhi called as purva rupa sandhi. So when the akara disappears, you put the avagraha mark. This is the avagraha mark. In the Sanskrit, in the English transliteration, the avagraha mark is represented by this quotation mark before. So there is no extra pronunciation for that. Nirayepi nrina, like that only you pronounce. But when you do sandhi vicheda, it is niraye, api, and then nrina. You got it?
Yes, Prabhuji. It's like that bhogyam and then icchanti you did. Ma went that you did sandhi viched, no, of that also. Bhogyam
Bhogyam
and
icchanti.
yeah.
Noonam vimushta matayas. Vimushta matayaha. If you do a sandhi vicheda. Because of sandhi it has become matayas. यूनं विमुष्टमतयः तव माययाते ये त्वां ये त्वां भव अप्यय विमोक्षणम् अन्यहेतोः अर्चन्ति कल्पकतरुं पुनपोपभोग्यम् इच्छन्ति यत्स्पर्शजं निरयेऽपि नृणाम्. Let us see the shloka more closely. So in this particular shloka, the fourth type of devotee, four types of people come to Krishna. It's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukrutinurjana arto jigyashur artharti jnani cha bharatarshabha. A person is in distress, a person who is seeking some wealth, and a person who is inquisitive, and a person who is really searching for knowledge. So the example of a person who approached Krishna in distress is Gajendra. The example of a person who approached Krishna out of inquisitiveness are the sages of Naimisharanya. Example of persons who approached Krishna in searching for Krishna, the Jnanis, the four Kumaras. The example of a person who approached Krishna seeking some wealth is Dhruva Maharaj. But there are many examples. These are some prominent examples. So here Dhruva Maharaj says that those people archanti, ye archanti, those people who worship you. What is the nature of Krishna? Bhavapyaya vimokshanam. Bhava apyaya vimokshanam. One who is the giver of liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Bhava means birth, apyaya means death. Vimokshanam means one who gives liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Bhavapyaya vimokshanam. But those who worship you, who is the giver of liberation from the cycle of birth and death, for anya heto, for the sake of some other reasons, anya heto, especially for the sake of other insignificant reasons, for other purposes, as if you are a kalpakatarum, as if you are a material desire tree, as if the Lord, considering the Supreme Lord to be like a material desire tree who can fulfill all the material desires. Therefore, instead of worshipping the Lord for liberation, one worships the Lord for other reasons. Such people, Punapa Upabhogyam. Punapa means what? Punapa means a dead body. Punapa Upabhogyam. They want to enjoy this dead body. Punapa Upabhogyam. Through this, actually, this body is in one sense has no life. This is like as good as a dead body. Through this corpse-like body, Punapopabhogyam, of a human form, Punapopabhogyam of the human form, such people ichanti, they desire happiness arising from sense objects, sparshajam. Sparshajam means happiness arising from the sense gratification. So through the corpse-like body of the human form, desire happiness arising from sense objects, which is niraye api nrinam. Such kind of happiness from sense gratification is available even to people in the lower animals. Such kind of sense gratification is available even in the hellish planets. Niraye, or it is available even to the living entities in the lower species. So therefore, those people who worship Krishna, who can award liberation from cycle of birth and death. But instead of worshipping Krishna for liberation, people worship Krishna for some insignificant results. As if Krishna is like a desire tree, as if like Krishna is like a waiter. Whatever like when you go to a hotel, whatever you demand, the waiter brings. So similarly, considering Krishna to be like an order supplier, as a waiter, as a material desire tree. And such people, by worshipping Krishna, they want to uh, enjoy through this material body, through this corpse-like material body, and they want to enjoy sense gratification, which is available even in a lower species. And such people are Nunam Vimushta Matayaha. Such people, Nunam, they are certainly cheating their intelligence. Vimushta Mataya. They are certainly cheated of their intelligence by your Maya potency, Tava Maya Yate. Such people are definitely bewildered by your Maya potency because they are cheating themselves. Vimushta Mataya. So therefore, Dhruva Maharaj says that I am such a less intelligent person. I am the lowest. I am the most foolish. I have cheated myself because I have actually began your devotional service with a material motivation in mind, with a sense gratification in mind, with a desire to attain a kingdom greater than that of Lord Brahma. So therefore, I am that lowest person. I am completely cheated myself. So we see it is something like so there is a cockroach in your house. And then you call the energy commandos from Delhi. Well, sorry, ordinary person cannot call. But suppose I am just giving an example. Energy commandos, you know that they are one of the paratroopers and highly trained. They were brought during the Taj Hotel attack. You call for a 12 energy commandos to drive away the cockroach from your house. What a foolish this thing will be. So similarly, that the Supreme Lord who can bhavapyaya vimokshanam, who can award liberation from cycle of birth and death, but we approach the Supreme Lord for material sense gratification, which is available even in the lower species. Even as a pig, the same quality of happiness in eating or mating that is available, that happiness is available even in the lower species. So therefore, this verse is Dhruva Maharaj is when he is because he has experienced the sweetness of the Lord, he is feeling repentant. That the happiness arising from relation to sense objects is available in the birth of the pigs also. Nirayepi nina. Well, I'll go through Prabhupada's purport. Dhruva Maharaj repented because he had come to the Lord to render devotional service for material profit. He here condemns his attitude. Only due to the gross lack of knowledge does one worship the Lord for material profit or for sense gratification. The Lord is like a desire tree. Anyone can have whatever he desires from the Lord, but people in general do not know what kind of benediction they should ask from. Somebody gets an appointment with the topmost cardiologist. But then usually you know that when the doctor getting appointment of a top doctor, you many times you wait for hours together. And then you just get appointment for a short period. At that time, you have to utilize every moment of your time. But the person keeps speaking about some sabji market, this one. That means he doesn't really value the position of that cardiologist. So anyone can have whatever he desires from the Lord, but people in general do not know what kind of benediction they should ask from it. Happiness derived from the touch of skin or sensuous happiness is present in the life of hogs and dogs. Such happiness is very insignificant. If a devotee worships the Lord for such an insignificant happiness, he must be considered devoid of all knowledge. There's another verse, the Prithu Maharaj going back to garden. Very beautiful shloka. And Prithu Maharaj and his wife Archi, they are going back to Vaikunta. The wives of the devatas, they are seeing that particular scene. And then they say, Sa vanchito bata atmadrik krichrena mahata bhuvi labdapavargyam manushyam vishayeshu vishajyate. Having with great difficulty, having attained a human form of life. Labdapavargyam manushyam, having obtained a human form of life, which is very rare, and which is suitable for liberation. Apavargyam. Persons who become attached to sense objects, who undertake the great trouble to perform fruitive activities, or Ashtanga Yoga Marga, or Jnana Marga. Such people are savanchito, they are cheating themselves. Atmadrik, they are harming themselves, they are committing suicide. They are the killer of their own souls. So therefore here, Dhruva Maharaj is really lamenting that, oh, I approached Krishna with a desire to obtain sense gratification. So therefore, that this is a profound, this shows that Dhruva Maharaj has been completely transformed. He has been completely purified by the process of bhakti. Although he began his bhakti with a material desire, but by his intense practice of bhakti, his heart is completely purified. Therefore, he is condemning his own material desire. So there is in the Naishadiya Charita, there is a shloka. Kramelakam nindati komalechuhu kramelaka kantaka lampatastam Preetau tayo rishtabhujo sabhayam madhyastata naika taropahasa. One who likes soft food finds fault with the camel, who in turn does so with the farmer. because camel eats the thorns. So one who likes soft food finds fault with the camel. But camel also finds fault with the other people who eat soft food. That means, like you may be thinking, oh, I am eating such a nice food. See, the camel, it has to eat the thorns. You may feel pity upon the camel. But the camel, which is eating the thorns, camel thinks that, see, I am eating such a delicious thorns. So these people are so unfortunate. They have to eat this halwa and puri. They are not able to eat my delicacy, the thorns. Camel also in that way finds fault with the others. That means what? The satisfaction that each one derives from the cherished food being the same. Whatever a human being relishes in eating rasagulla, rasamalai, different types of delicacies, the same quality of happiness is there for the camel when it is eating the thorns. Therefore, the satisfaction that each one derives from cherished food being the same, ridiculing one of them is no neutrality. So that is why this verse says that nirayepi nrinam. The material sense gratification, the same quality is available even in the lower species. Next shloka. या निर्वृतिस्तनुभृतां तव पाद पद्म
या निर्वृतिस्तभृतां तव पादपद्मा
ध्यानाद् भवज्जनकता श्रवणेन वा स्यात्
ध्यानाध्वजन कथा श्रवणेन वा स्यात्
सा ब्रह्मणि स्वमहिमन् न्यपि नातमाभूत्
सा ब्रह्मणि स्वमहिमन्यपि नाथमाभूत्
किं त्वन्तकासि लुलितात् पततां विमानात्
किं त्वन्तकार्षीलुललितात् पतन्तां विमानात् Translation. My Lord, the transcendental bliss derived from meditating upon your lotus feet or hearing about your glories from pure devotees is so unlimited that it is far beyond the stage of Brahmananda, wherein one thinks himself merged in the impersonal Brahman as one with the Supreme. Since Brahmananda is also defeated by the transcendental bliss derived from devotional service, then what to speak of the... Please scroll down, please. Then what to speak of the planets which is ended by the separating sword of time? Although one may
temporary,
be...
what to speak of the temporary blissfulness.
Yes, yes. What to speak of the temporary blissfulness of elevating oneself to the heavenly planets, which is ended by the separating sword of time. Although one may be elevated to the heavenly planets, he falls down in due course of time.
So we see very beautiful shloka. Ya nirvritis tanubrutam tava pada padma. Nirvriti means what? The bliss. The bliss. Ya nirvritis tanubrutam. The bliss for your servant, which is available by dhyanat, from meditating. Meditating on what? Tava pada padma. Meditating on your lotus feet. or dhyanat bhavat janakata shravanena. The bliss available from meditating on your lotus feet or from hearing about your pastimes from the devotees, bhavat janakata shravanena. Such a bliss is not available. Mabhut is not available. Sa Brahmani Swamahimani. Such a bliss is not available in your form of the impersonal Brahman realization. Is not available in Kaivalya Mukti. Sa Brahmani Swamahiman is not in your form of the greatness known as Brahman. And then Kim Twanta Kasi Lulitat Patatam Vimanat. If the bliss from the meditating on your lotus feet or discussing Krishna Katha is not available in the Brahman realization, in the Brahmananda or in Kaivalya Mukti, then what to speak of the happiness for those who then what to speak of the happiness Kim Tantakasi Lulitat Patatam Imana for those who fall from the pleasures of Swarga. If the bliss from bhakti is much greater than the Brahmananda, then you don't even have to ask. Then what to speak of the happiness from the heavenly planets? Because which is anyway, the happiness in heavenly planets is anyway, it will get destroyed after the pious credits are over. Shine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. So Brahmananda is eternal. Kaivalya Mukti is eternal. But the happiness from bhakti is much superior to the happiness from Kaivalya Mukti. Then what to speak of? You don't even have to ask about the bliss in Swargaloka because which is anyway temporary. So Vishwanath Chakravarti says that the Lord is asking, since you mentioned the Lord gives freedom from birth and death, then the result of worshipping the Lord must be merging in the Brahman. Because this is devoid of enjoyment of the material body. In response, Dhruva Maharaj says that, though you say that people desire this Kaivalya Mukti, the wise people, they never desire Kaivalya Mukti at all. Because the bliss from meditating on your lotus feet or from hearing about your Krishna Katha, hearing from your pastimes from your devotees, is never available in the bliss of Brahman. That Brahman is your form of greatness. Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimani. Although this Brahman is the form of greatness, your form of greatness, but the bliss from devotional service is never available in the Kaivalya Mukti. You are great, but the Brahman is your state of greatness, and Brahman is nothing but only the quality of pervading everywhere. So how can there be bliss in Brahman the same extent that it exists in you? The bliss in Kaivalya Mukti, the bliss from Kaivalya Mukti can never be equal to the bliss from devotional service to the personality of God. So therefore, Matsya Avatar also told King Satyavrata, 8.25.38, Madiyam Mahimanam cha Parabrahmeti Shabditam. The Brahman is the greatness of the Supreme Lord. But even then, the Brahman happiness, the happiness in Kaivalya Mukti, it is not it is much inferior to the happiness from devotional service. Happiness in devotional service is never available in Kaivalya Mukti. So therefore, Brahman is understood to be the great aspect of Bhagavan. And the bliss, of course, the blisses of course, never there in those who fall from Swarga enjoyment. So the Brahman happiness, it will never get destroyed. The Kaivalya Mukti, the Brahman and the happiness will never get destroyed. But even that is inferior to the happiness from devotional service. Then what to speak of the happiness in Swarga, which does get destroyed with the influence of time. So that way, Dhruva Maharaj is saying that the happiness from bhakti is much superior. So the desireless state of the devotee and the self-manifesting nature of bhakti are shown. So how Dhruva Maharaj in these shlokas, he is exhibiting this quality as a nishkama bhakta. Anya abhilashita shunyam. This quality is exhibited by Dhruva Maharaj. And also the self-manifesting nature of bhakti is shown. Dhruva Maharaj, he got prema, all the conclusions of the Vedas were revealed to him. That is why self-manifesting. So, Srila Prabhupada's purport. So, the transcendental bliss from hearing and chanting cannot be compared to the happiness derived by the karmis by elevating the heavenly planets or by the jnanis or yogis who enjoy oneness with the impersonal Brahman. So, yogis generally meditate upon the transcendental form of Vishnu. Devotees not only meditate but actually engage in the direct service of the Lord. So previous shloka we saw the term bhavapyaya vimokshana. So the Lord can give relief from the cycle of birth and death. It is a misunderstanding to think as do the manas, that when one gets relief from the process of birth and death, one simply merges into the Brahman. So that is one kind of mukti. But there are other 4 types of mukti where a person does not merge into the Brahman. So here it is clearly mentioned that the happiness from Shravanam and Kirtanam cannot be compared to the Brahmananda or the impersonal conception, the transcendental bliss. And the position of the karmis by which they enjoy Swarga happiness, that is even more degraded. And Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly mentioned, Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. Just like when the airplane is going in the airplane or a satellite, when it is moving in the sky, it can go as long as the fuel tank is there. Fuel is there in the tank. When the fuel gets used up, then they have to come back. Similarly, when the pious credits get exhausted, one has to come back from the Swargaloka. So, therefore, Kim Tvantakasi Lulitat. Antakasi Lulitat means by the sword of time, one is cut from his exalted position within this material world. And he comes down again. So Dhruva Maharaj appreciated that the results of bhakti are far more valuable than merging into the Brahman or being elevated to the heavenly planets. So Patatam Vimanat is very important. Those who are elevated to heavenly planets are like airplanes which drop when they run out of fuel. So a similar prayer Prithu Maharaj also offers. न कामये नाथ तदप्यहं क्वचिन् नयत्र युष्मच्चरणाम्बुजासव महत्तमान्तर् हृदयान् मुखच्युतो विदत्स्व कर्णायुतमेष मे वरः. Prithu Maharaj says that I never desire, even in the worst of difficulties, na kamaye nata tadapyakam kvachin, never at any time I will desire the Kaivalya Mukti. Because in the Kaivalya Mukti, there is no opportunity to hear about Krishna. There's no opportunity. Vidatsva karna yutameshame varaga. What I desire millions of years. So that I can hear the Krishna Katha which is going on in different planets in the universe. So we see Prithu Maharaj, the impersonalists, they don't want to have any physical body. They want to avoid the senses because they have so much of a bitter experience in this particular material world, and therefore they want to annihilate their identity. They don't want to have senses. That is why they aspire for Kaivalya Mukti. But what the impersonalists reject, the senses, they are accepted by the personalists, by the pure devotees. So Prithu Maharaj is aspiring for 1 crore or millions of years. He is aspiring for millions of years because he doesn't want to leave behind a single Krishna Katha which is going on different topics of Krishna, spoken by different devotees, spoken at different places in the universe. He doesn't want to miss out anything. So, because Krishna Katha is like the essence of everything, a person who is really a Saragrahi, he doesn't want to miss out the essence. Srila Prabhupada writes in a purport, the same Dhruva Maharaj section, but I think 12th chapter. He says that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, one should not miss out even a single word of the Srimad Bhagavatam while reading or hearing. One should not miss out even a single word. Why Srila Prabhupada is saying like that? I'll give a simple example. Suppose somebody has bought 25 kilo aloo. While coming, 3 kilo aloo got lost. It fell down while coming in the bike and then it had to be discarded. But in the 25 kilo aloo, even if 3 kilo gets lost, it's not a big deal. I don't know what is the current rate of the aloo. It's not, maybe a few hundred rupees get lost, that's all. But suppose Kesar is there. Kesar, suppose somebody has given 250 gram Kesar. In Kesar, if you lose even few grams, then it will amount to a big loss because the value of the Kesar is much more than aloo. Another example, suppose there is a kastur. There is from the kasturi deer, the back portion of the kasturi deer, there is a musk is there. And that musk is utilized in the deity worship, the Shaligram worship. But if you try to search out, that musk from the kasturi deer is so rare. The Shaligram worship, I remember, they put hardly not even 1 gram, few milligrams of kastur is given for everyday worship of the Shaligram Shila. Because that is how valuable that Kastur is. Another example, gold dust. Even the gold dust is so valuable. There are people who have become a great wealthy man simply by collecting gold dust. When there is a gold, you can't afford to even lose out even few milligrams of the gold. So depending on the value of something, you will not afford to lose even few milligrams, whether it is a kesar or a kastur or a gold. But the greatest valuable thing is the Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because in the Bhagavatam it is said that Tadidam grahayamasa sutamatmavatam varam sarva vedeti khasanam saram saram samudrutam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedas, Itihasas and Puranas. So there are 60,000 shlokas in the Puranas. These are of course, the main 18 Puranas. Apart from that, there are other Puranas are also there. There are so many lakhs of verses are there, the Puranas. I think more than 60,000. Not just 60,000, it is few lakh, I think. The 18 main Puranas put together, number of verses are actually few lakhs. And then there are Itihasas. Mahabharata has 1 lakh shlokas. Vedas is a huge gamut of literatures are there. So the essence of all the Vedas, essence of the 1 lakh verses of the Mahabharata, essence of the so many lakhs of verses of the Puranas are there in the form of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can imagine that how the Srimad Bhagavatam is so valuable. It is much, 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 much more valuable than the kesar or the musk from the kasturi deer or the gold dust. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says that because Srimad Bhagavatam is so valuable, don't miss out even a single word of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is why when there was a Bhagavad Katha taking place in Naimisharanya, there is a Naimisharanya within the Navadvip. Lord Shiva came to know about that Bhagavad Katha. He wanted to come and hear that. Lord Shiva did not want to miss out even a single word of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, he was telling his Nandi, go fast, go fast, go fast. But Nandi became very tired. Then Lord Shiva took the Vahana of the Brahmaji, that is Hamsa, and then he came to that place with great speed in order to not miss out a single word of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, whether it is, then after that, that Lord Shiva is called as Hamsa Vahana. Because one who came to that place in the Vahana of a Hamsa. Therefore, he is called as Hamsa Vahana. That place is there in the Navadvip Mandal Parikrama. So similarly, whether it is Lord Shiva or the Prithu Maharaj, because they value Krishna Katha, which is the essence of all the Vedic gamut of literatures, therefore, Prabhupada says that Prabhupada, who knows, who has such a tremendous appreciation of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says that one should not miss out a single word of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Prithu Maharaj says, the happiness from hearing Krishna Katha is not available in your Kaivalya Mukti. Therefore, I don't desire Kaivalya Mukti even in the worst of difficult circumstances. Next shloka. This will end. Bhaktim mukhu pravahatam tvayi me prasango.
Whole point.
Bhaktim muhu pravatam tvai me prasango.
भूयादनन्तमहताम् अमलाशयाणाम्
भूयादनन्ता महताम् अमलाशयानाम्
येनाञ्जसोल्बणमुरुव्यसनं भवाब्धिम्
तेन अञ्जसा सो अबलम् उरुव्यसनां भवद्भिम्
नेष्ये भवत् गुणकथामृतपानमत्तः
नेशे भवद्गुणा कथा अमृतपानमत्थ.
So Prabhuji, here you will say muhuhu, right? Because
which one?
the first word, yeah, bhaktim muhuhu, right? You'll say
No,
that way, right? Or
see,
muhu.
after the when the muhuhu, if I pronounce separately, I will say muhuhu. But if I am saying the entire sentence, because after the visarga, there is a pakara is there. And after the visarga, when there is a pakara or pakara or kakara or kakara, that the first two letters of kavarga or the first two letters of pavarga. If they are there after the visarga, then that visarga is called as a ardha visarga.
Okay, so you
So
won't
it has to be
pronounce it
pronounced
as
half only.
okay, muhu.
Bhaktim muhu pravahatam.
Okay.
But if I am just saying individual word step by step, I would say bhaktim muhuhu full visarga. But together, bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayi me prasango भूयादनन्तमहताम् अमलाशयाणाम् येनाञ्जसोल्बणमुरुव्यसनं भवाब्धिम् नेष्ये भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्तः. Okay, can read the translation.
Dhruva Maharaj continued, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly, as the waves of a river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nascent of ocean of material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing fire-like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existent.
So, we will discuss this shloka in more detail next time, but I'll just go through just the translation. Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayi me prasango bhuyad ananta mahatam amalashayana. Ananta is addressing the Lord as Ananta, O unlimited Lord. Bhuyat. Bhuyat is a Ashirling type of a Kriyapada. That means Ashirling means Apraptasya Icha. A person is expressing a desire to obtain something. What he has not attained, he wants to obtain. That is the Apraptasya Icha. So, Bhuyat, may I, Ashirling Lakara, they can be translated as may I get this. May I always have the muhuhu. Muh means constantly or always have the association of prasango. Have the association of great prasango Mahatam of great devotees. Amala Shayanam, who have pure hearts. Amala Ashayanam. And Bhaktim Pravahatam, who perform bhakti to you. Who perform bhakti to you. Bhaktim Muhu Pravahatam. Toime, who constantly perform bhakti to you. And what can a person gain from such an association? Yena Anjasa. By this association, Neshye Bhavat Gunakatamrita Panamatta. Bhavad Gunakatamrita. Your qualities and pastimes. Panamatta. Panamatta means intoxicated. By this association, intoxicated from drinking the nectar of your pastimes and qualities. Bhavat Gunakatamrita Panamatta. I shall easily combat. Yena Anjasa. Anjasa means easily. I shall easily combat the Ulbanam Uru Vyasanam Bhavabdi. Bhavabdi means ocean of material existence. And Ulbanam Uru Vyasanam are two adjectives. This ocean of material existence is Ulbanam. Uru Vyasanam. It is full of terrible suffering. But Anjasa, I shall easily cross this terrible ocean filled with suffering, this ocean of material existence, by association with your devotees. By association with their devotees, I will become intoxicated from drinking the nectar of Krishna Katha, and by that I shall easily cross the material existence full of terrible suffering. So, in this way, Dhruva Maharaj in this verse is praying for the association of great devotees with the pure hearts who perform bhakti to you. We will discuss more the purport and the other this thing in the next class. Anybody has any questions? Yeah, energy means national security world.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. Prabhuji, regarding this Brahmananda, in the purport we find that those who are there, they are bereft of Krishna Katha. So is it not like that punishment for them, because they are eternally now they will not come again to the material world or go to the spiritual world. So it is like a punishment for them, because they are caught up there. So is there any chance that some souls, or they come back again, or they are eternally caught up there? Because for us, we just reject Brahmananda because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. But actually, that is greatest happiness. We even can't imagine that. So, because Srila Prabhupada has many times said that one falls down from there, one should not go there. There is no service, spiritual service. So and also one question is, how can they be there without service? Because the soul needs service, no?
They experience Kaivalya Brahmananda. So Brahmananda is a much superior happiness. It's a spiritual happiness, but it is much superior to any of the happiness available in the samsara. It's a spiritual happiness, and it is an eternal state.
Yes.
Because mukti, by definition, one will not fall down to the stage of mukti. including Kaivalya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti, when a person attains, one will not fall down from that place, from Sayujya Mukti. So Prabhupada, many places, one place he says that even if a person attains Kaivalya Mukti, there is a 99.9% chance of falling down. Like that he said. He gives the number. So, but actually, Shastrically speaking, one cannot fall down from the Sayujya Mukti or Kaivalya Mukti. Then why Prabhupada is saying like that? How do we defend Prabhupada? So there is a stage before the Kaivalya Mukti that is called as the Jivan Mukta stage. There is a stage before the Kaivalya Mukti. So we can say Prabhupada's statement refer to this stage. From the Jivan Mukta stage, one can fall down because of aversion to the Lord's lotus feet. But Prabhupada's statement can refer to this particular stage. But it cannot, from the Kaivalya Mukti, one cannot fall down. They experience a much superior happiness, Brahmananda. But from the point of view of a devotee, that Kaivalya Mukti, he considers it to be hellish. Kaivalyam narakayate. Tridashapur Akasha Pushpate. Why the devotee feels hellish? Because there is no opportunity for entering bhakti. He does not, it's not actually a hell. There is a superior happiness is there. But because a devotee is overwhelmed with the devotional service, therefore he considers Kaivalya Mukti to be hellish, where there is no opportunity for rendering service. So that is a bhavartha. We can say Prabhupada's statement, one will fall down from the stage of Brahmananda. We can take it as a bhavartha given by Krishna, given by Prabhupada. Bhavartha means what? Sometimes you don't literally, one way of translating a shloka is giving a literal translation. Another way is by giving the bhavartha, giving the essential mood of that shloka in your own words. So Prabhupada, the Acharyas, Prabodhananda Saraswati, who are so overwhelmed with the devotional service to the personality of Godhead, so they sometimes so they express their emotion. They express their deep appreciation for devotional service. They express their emotion by saying that Kaivalyam Narakayate, that Kaivalya Mukti is hellish. Our Prabhupada says that one will fall down from Brahmana. So it's we can take those statements of Prabhupada as a bhavartha, because literally speaking, one cannot fall down from the stage of mukti.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Correct.
So that S, which you yourself explained, so in that Dehi knows, that time you elongate, no?
Yeah, Dehinosmin. Dehino Asmin. Dehino Asmin. There also the Purva Rupa Sandhi has become, therefore Dehinosmin. Avagraha symbol is there. Vokara followed by Akara, Asmin. Then Akara disappears. Therefore the Avagraha symbol has come. And it is there's one more Sandhi, Dehi Naha Asmin. It has become Dehinosmin. The original word is, when you split it, Dehi Naha Asmin. Dehi Naha Asmin, by first, there are two sandhis are operating here, 2-3 sandhis. Dehi Naha Asmin, first it becomes Dehi No Asmin by one type of sandhi. And then Dehi No Asmin, the Akara disappears, then Dehi No Asmin. Therefore, you find a Avagraha symbol there. Okay.
So Prabhuji, all these Nyaya, when you all use quote in your lectures, so many Nyayas you quote. So how many Nyayas are there actually?
Which Nyaya?
Like in such sandarbhas when we are doing, you quote a lot of nyaya, this thing, no, like the law. How some nyaya you keep on quoting, no, that the
Kaka
moon.
Chandra Nyaya, like that.
Yeah, all that, between the branch, and then last time also
Okay.
you said, no, that one person he became some minister or something, but he was roaming around in his in the village, uh, he was not dressed
Okay,
and
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So how
Like
many nyayas like that is there? Like how many?
there is a book compiled about any Nyayas. Some number are there, 500-600 are there. The book compiled on the different types of Nyaya. These are different Laukika Nyayas. Some Nyayas are used by the Acharyas. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very good.